So you just got PGA 2K23 and you load it up and you get smacked in the face with a bunch of information, a bunch of different menus, a bunch of different everything that you're not quite sure where to get started. Well, today I'm going to be going over with you where you should start, where you should go within PGA 2K23 in order to get your journey started with leveling up your character, getting the abilities, getting the VC, the whole 9 yards. Over the past week, this has been a question that I have gotten a ton, not only in the YouTube comments, but also on my Twitch stream. So I know this is a problem. I also know it's a problem because when I first loaded up the game, I was met with the same, where do I go? What do I do? What's this menu do? I have no idea. So this is getting put out to help you all out with what to do when you get the game. So when you load up the game for the first time, what I would suggest, if you are somebody who has played PGA 2K21, 2019, you kind of know your way around the actual mechanics some, I would say skip this section. I will put timestamps down so you know where to go, but I would say skip this section. For all of you that are coming in fresh to PGA 2K, and you don't quite know where to start, I suggest that you go and you start by going to the casual and going to training. Now, when you are in here, you have, I would say a choice to make. If you go over to your settings and you go to controls, I would say to get this all set up first. If you want to play on gamepad, if you want to play on mouse and keyboard, what do you want? Swing stick or 3-click? And I suggest you try both of them out to see which one that you enjoy the most. From there, set if you want right stick or left stick aim. And if you're on mouse, you can actually set your sensitivity here. Now, once you have this all done, go to difficulty. And what I suggest is using the gameplay default presets. Start at the very beginning. Start all the way at the first marker. And then go back to here and swing. And take a few shots, and you're like, all right, that's a little easy. If you want it easy, stay there by all means. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, though, you think that's too easy, go back into the difficulty settings, go up another tier for the difficulty presets. Come back out, swing a couple of more, go back. If that's too easy, go again, swing a couple of more, try different clubs out. Get a feel for what difficulty you should be starting at. Do not make it so impossible that you end up just quitting the game. Start somewhere modest. And once you feel, after you play, a few tournaments, get a few rounds in, once you feel like, okay, this is actually way too easy, go in and bump it up a notch. Once you get it, it's like, oh, that's too easy, bump it up a notch. And then once you get to a point where you're like, man, I really want to challenge, turn off the lie grid, turn off the green grid, turn off like some of these help settings that you're going to be getting within these presets. Turn off the distance control meter, turn off the assist, go to book only course yardage. So start somewhere modest and move up as you become more comfortable with the game. Now, I'll be releasing some in-depth tutorials on a wide range of things: wind, elevation, shot shaping, spin, a bunch of things that will definitely help you out on your journey. But this is a great place to just start. If you want to do like, I want whatever online, casual online, competitive online when it comes, what that's going to be set at, a good place to start is pro difficulty. So if that's what you're looking for right out the gate, pro difficulty is what you're going to be playing within matchmaking. And just sit here just for a few minutes. It doesn't have to be too long. Just kind of get a feel for it. Just kind of get a feel for where your difficulty should be set. And then once you have that done, let's go back out to the main menu. All right, so we're back out the main menu. You have your difficulty ready to go. What the hell do we do now? Oh, you're going to go over to your MyPlayer. Tab down here. You're going to click on your MyPlayer. You're going to go into Golfer. From here, I wish I understand why they put it here first for skills, archetype, and info. I wish it would start you on appearance, honestly. But you go over to appearance and set up your appearance. Pick a base model of face that you want. You can come through and edit your entire face if you would like to. Different eyes to choose from. Hair, wish there was more options for these. Different beard choices that you want. Eyebrows, makeup if you would like it. Then you could set your height. I would also like a weight section. We don't have it though, and that's all right. And then once you have your appearance all set, come over to the info tab, type in first name, last name. The first name and last name will only show up in the career mode. Everywhere else will be your gamer tag, PlayStation name, Steam name, whatever it may be. So this will only be for career mode, but set your first name, last name, nationality, what hand you want to swing with, and then your gender. And from there, we're to the archetype. Now, people have asked me, what should I start at? What should I start at? What should I start at? That depends on what you would say is your strength or weakness with the game. If you are brand new to the game, have never played it before, I suggest that you start with Rhythm. Rhythm gives you the most forgiving swing path and timing for your shots, while also providing you decent putt weight and putt path. I think these are the most important skills to have when you're fresh with the game. Lie range, shot shaping, transition, and all that stuff, that power, that can all come later. I would suggest everybody either start with Rhythm or Greensman, which also gives you a good balance towards the middle. Now, if you have a little bit of experience with the game, I would say whatever you feel comfortable with. I know of some very good players who are using Rhythm. I know of some very good players that are using Greensman. I am currently using Greensman. Sculptor's really good for that additional shot shaping while keeping the power. Woodsman's good. With this game, I have found myself off the beaten path a lot. Woodsman is good for that lie range. Powerhouse, I don't know if there's a way forward for Powerhouse.
You must be joking.
I'm going to do so much more testing, but with Rhythm, Greensman, and Woodsman and Sculptor, you can get great power out of all of these. Woodsman and Sculptor, you can actually get them, I believe, up to 100 power with the driver. So that's the huge first step, is just to getting that huge, big drive off the tee. Greensman and Rhythm, you fall a little bit short. Powerhouse, you'll get there sooner, so that might be, a little bit of a positive where you can bump up the power really quick and then just slam out the timing and swing path as well. But I would test these out, and you can test them on the fly. You do not have to repurchase them. You do not have to reset skills. You don't have to do anything of that nature. So you can just change these on the fly whenever you'd like. Test them out. Play around with them. Play 2 rounds with them. See what you feel for a base archetype. And then you can start getting into some of the fittings and skills and things of that nature. Which brings us to the skills tab. Now, I made a mistake.
What an idiot!
I spent these skills very quickly without quite understanding what they did. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these. You can definitely kind of just go through and look at them and see like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this, and go from there. But the way that it goes is these are catch-up skills. So if you do badly, you get a boost. These are if you are doing good, you get a boost. Then catch-up, then doing good, then catch-up, then finally doing good. And then you have all of your passives at the end. Now, the way that these passives work, I thought that if I put 3 into that I would get all 3 of them. Not how it works. It actually is, if you select level 1, you'll get transition. If you select level 2, you'll get swing path. If you select level 3, you get timing. So for me personally, I want the timing in everything. That's why I have put it into number 3, just because that's what most people are going to struggle with the most. So I've been putting them into number 3, except for the greens. I want the putt weight, because putt weight, the power is very important. The timing window for the power is very small. So for that, I did putt weight. But that'll be another video going over abilities and skills. But what I suggest you do, don't do what I did. I would go through here and I was just buying stuff. Like, oh yeah, I'll probably use that, right? I'll probably use that. I'll probably use that. And I was buying stuff. Well, what ended up happening is I ended up resetting my skills like 4 times. So what I suggest you do to save on VC, go through and play, I don't know, through level 15, 20. Get a feel for your game. Get a feel for what you're good at, what you're bad at, what you could use some help on, what you're looking for. Are you looking for extra power off the tee? Are you looking for some help out of bunkers? Like, what are you looking for? And then once you kind of understand your game a little bit better, once you get 15, 20, 25 levels through, then come back and look at all of these and see, okay, yeah, I want this. If I have poor timing off the drive, I want normal shots to receive a timing boost until I hit 2 fairways in regulation. Or, okay, yeah, if I land within 13 yards of the pin, I want my pitch shots for all my irons, which include pitching wedge, to get a shaping boost. So more spin, more draw, more fade. I want my pitch shots to get that until I miss 2 greens in regulation. And if I just continuously hit greens in regulation, I just keep those. So once you understand what you're looking for, then come back through and spend the points. Now, there are going to be instances where you maybe take something that you don't quite need because you need to get 4 points to unlock this level, 8 to unlock this level, and you need to go all the way up. So you might find yourself in a situation where you're spending points that maybe you wouldn't need, but you just need to in order to move to the next column. And it is just points spent. Like, you don't have to spend a set amount of points here to unlock this, and a set amount of points in this column to unlock this. It's just any point spent whatsoever unlocks the next stage. Just hold off so you don't waste coins like I did, especially since coins are such a prime currency. So now that you're through there, I would come into your locker and I would just set whatever golf bag you're looking for. I suggest to look at the yardage. Try not to get into a spot where you have too much of a gap between. So definitely, look at your wedges, look at your irons. They should all be fairly even. And then look at maybe, okay, so this is a good gap. This is a little bit tougher. Maybe instead of a 5 wood, maybe you take in 3 iron. Just kind of get the bag that you're looking for. Try to keep distances at a relatively close yardage gap. I would say within 20 yards. So you're not partialing it too much. You'll just have the default ball, and that's fine. Just use the default ball. I mean, if you really want to, come in and buy apparel, or if you had any of the deluxe editions and you want to look through your apparel to change up the way that your character looks, you can do that here. But when it comes to like fittings, collection, all this stuff, not even worried about that right now. And then once you're through that, you can go one of 2 ways. You can go and just, play a local match where you just play any of the courses if you'd like to, just at your difficulty. Or you can set up a My Career, which I suggest you do because you get so much more XP during the My Career. Now, if you're new to the game, you'll definitely want to come over here and probably change opponent difficulty. Maybe make them very easy or easy until it gets too easy that it's just like, okay, I'm beating the crap out of them. Conditions difficulty, I would also set this to very easy or easy so that you get the easiest conditions across the board. Pick how many rounds you want. You can do anywhere from 1 to 4. You can also set it differently for regular events and major events. All of this will be set with whatever difficulty you have set. So I wouldn't play with this too much until maybe you get a little bit further in the career, understand the game more. You're seeing some results from the other players, and you want to fine tune it a little bit. You can absolutely do that. For conditions, win difficulty, you're going to want to set that again to very easy or easy to start off. And if you've set your starting difficulty too easy, it'll put you on soft fairways, soft greens, and slow green speed. And I think that is a good place to start. Some of the courses in this game, the green speeds have been updated a bit with how much they roll from where it was in 2K21. These greens roll a ton. And some of the official courses that are in the game do not play that well at the green speeds that they have set for defaults or for slow. If you want to play it safe, you can move it to very slow until you kind of get a grasp of the game. I would say very slow or slow, though, is a good place to start, especially if you're new. If you have a little bit of experience, I suggest you just go hard and just get used to those green speeds, especially if you're going to play at a more competitive setting or if you're going to play for the TGC Tours or any of that nature. Just get used to some of those wild greens because they're more than likely going to be coming. And here you can do all of your settings for regular events, alternate events, championship rounds. If you want to do like 2 rounds and then 4, you can do that. Major events, set it to whatever you'd like. FedEx playoff rounds. If you want to get the most XP and the most virtual currency, leave everything at 1. Because 1 round allows you to go through and bang out the rivals so that you get the rewards for the rivals and the rewards for the tournament and for the sponsors. So if you're looking to pump up VC, pump up your level as quickly as possible, then go with all 1 round events. And then you're good to go. You're going to select a rival. It'll start you back at tier 1. You're going to select one of these rivals. Every time you beat a rival, you get VC. So that's why 1 round, just beat the rival, on to the next for the next tournament. You'll get VC. You'll also get some rewards. They have like, some hats, some drivers, things of that nature. And you're just going to start every tournament picking a rival and moving through this tier system. Now, once you beat all of them, you go back to the beginning and you do it again for the VC, which makes it slightly shallow, but I still enjoy it enough, especially once we have a proper curated list of courses that we can change the career up. That's going to be great. But just every tournament, select one of these as you move up the different tiers so that you can continuously get that VC for defeating them. You won't have many sponsors when you first start, and that's fine. The better you play, the more sponsors unlock. The worse you play, you're going to get some that are going to drop down below the cutoff line and they won't sign with you. But just work through them as they come. You can have 3 at all times. 1 for apparel, 1 for the golf ball, and 1 for your clubs. They have no bearing which one you choose. Like, you're not going to only be using Callaway clubs if you choose clubs, but it just allows you to get 3. And I would say work through those until you get up to the max level of 9 and then move on from there. But playing through the career mode gives you about 1,000 XP around. You'll be able to blast off through those levels and get that VC, get that XP, so that you can start working through the fittings. And that brings us back to your collection and your fittings. So after every single round of 18 holes you play, you will be able to get a sleeve of balls, or you can get one of these fittings to then apply to your clubs. So each time you apply these to one of your clubs, like if I say I want this, and I quick fit, to put them on all of them, it's going to cost me VC. What I suggest is you do not do that. The commons are, they're fine. They give you some stuff, but you're going to be wasting a lot of VC as you go through and work on your fittings to apply to your players' stock archetyped to boost up whatever club they're using. So on my driver, I have 2 legendary fittings already applied, and I got it up from 84 to 84 power, 69 timing, 76 swing path, 77 transition, 70 shaping, 68 lie range. And these are additions from where my base archetype was. So the 2 I have selected, this gives me 8 power. This gives me 12 power, which gives me 20 additional power from the 64 that I start with Greensman, which gets my driver up to 293 yards. I'm just missing a grip. And you have to do that for every single one of your clubs. So when it comes to like irons, like to apply a quick fit of irons, you got to do them to every single iron that you're wanting to do. Just to do a blue costs 630 credits. That's why I say hold off. Don't apply these. What I am doing and what I suggest to do in order to save yourself as much VC as possible is to trade everything in that you get. So like for me, I have 3 of these commons. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to exchange it. Now I can do one of 2 things with the exchange. I can do this, and I can exchange 3 of the commons for another common. But when I do this, I can select whatever I want. Iron, wedge, hybrid, putter, wood. I can choose what component I want. Head, shaft, grip, and what my primary attribute is. And that will create me another common that will have whatever attribute I want for whatever component I want. What I suggest you do is you upgrade all of these. It's free to do. So I get 3 commons to get me a green. I think it's uncommon to common. So there we go. I got a random green one. So we're going to come back and there it is. It's a random green one. I can take the additional putt weight if I want. I'm just going to keep exchanging them. So I'm just going to keep going. 3 greens give me a blue. So let's take our blue. Done. 3 blues to make a purple. Sure, we have it. We're going to do it. Give me the purple. We have it. And just keep doing this until you get up to the legendaries. Legendaries are where you're going to want to start spending the VC. That's why you've been saving it the whole time. Because to apply this stuff to your clubs, the legendary fittings, it's a lot. 150 to apply it just to one club. So just think about if you are applying it to all of the clubs. It's 150 per. So if you have a pitching wedge through 9 iron, 300, 600, 900, 1200 credits to apply it to your entire iron selection. And you have to do that 3 times because you have to do it for your head, shaft, and grip. So if you haven't been like spending any of your coins to do all the fittings before this, you will have the coins to do this now. Now, let's say you get one that you don't like. You know, you've traded up all the way up to legendary. You don't like that, you know? But maybe, I mean, who knows? Maybe after a round, you've gotten 2 others that you don't use either. Like maybe it's like, okay. I mean, it doesn't give me a lot of power. It gives me some swing path, but I'd rather get some power. So I'm not going to fit that one because I don't want to spend the credits for it. And you do have a chance to get I've gotten 5 now, 5 after a round. So you get these after round as well. You can get up to a legendary, but you know, I don't know. I don't want this one. So what you do is you exchange it. And this is where the exchange comes in. And this is where it's huge because you're now exchanging 3 legendary fittings to get the one that you do want. I want a driver. I want it to be grip and I want it to be power. And then you bang, generate it. It'll generate a legendary fitting for you with that power being the primary attribute. And there you go. You now have the fitting that you do want. It's definitely going to be a grind, but I highly suggest you save your VC and you go this route. And then once you have that, once you have your clubs kind of figured out for, okay, these are the fittings that I want, then you can go back through and start fine tuning. Maybe you don't want a legendary. Maybe like the epic fitting gives you a little less power. Like maybe you're at 102 power. It caps at 100. So maybe the purple fitting gives you a little less power, but gives you more of a swing path or gives you more of a timing that you would like. Then come back through and start fine tuning your bag for what you're looking for. It's going to be a grind, but it's going to be something that honestly, I think will keep the game fresh for months. If it is something that you're chasing to create like, you know, the ultimate MyPlayer for your character. But that is what I would do. Just keep trading these things up. It's going to be hard. You're going to want to put it on there. And you can maybe take up, if you get like a purple driver, maybe you can do that because, you know, it's only 100 credits because you're only putting it on your driver. It's just when you start to get in those irons, the wedges, even the woods, hybrids if you're using a few of them, that's where it can become a problem. So I suggest just trade up. Keep trading up, save your VC until you get to the big ones that you actually want, and then fine tune from there. And at this point in time, you've probably played a few rounds, you know, you've beat some of the rivals, you know, come in here and maybe, you know, get yourself a new hat or shirt or some pants or some shoes or put on a watch, you know. You've probably unlocked some stuff, and you can go through and do that. And you can set it for every day. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I mean, whatever you are wanting to do for your tournaments, you can do that here. But that is how I would go about doing it. If you want to get really greedy and you're good enough, go play some high stake skins matches or some skin matches in the online. That'll maybe allow you, if you're good enough, to build up that VC. I suggest you don't do play now. You do play now kind of as like if you want to just play, you know, maybe a random course because it just gives you less XP. You can also get the clubhouse pass, you know, if you have the funds available and would like to. Because it does give you 30% extra XP boost once you have all of the pass done up to tier 39. You will get a 30% XP boost total. So if you want the additional XP, definitely go out and get this. That's where I would start. That's where I would go. And that's how I've been essentially playing the game to get, you know, all of my fittings to get the level as well. Just to kind of show you where everything is too. I mean, you can join societies if you would like. I would definitely just kind of click on the societies and look through them to see what you're getting into. What it is essentially a place where people can gather a bunch of people, like-minded people, to play the game through tournaments. Some of them will have like buy-ins of VC and things of that nature too. But if you want to get into societies, you definitely can. You do get good XP within the societies as well. If you want to play a local match, like a play now round, kind of like what I was explaining, you can just do that here in local match. You do new match, and you can pick which course you want, what settings you want. You can change your golfer here if you would like to. You know, you can set what tees you're playing from, what pins you want to play, because each of these have, you know, 4 rounds worth of pins, so they can be played in tournaments. You know, what conditions you want. Do you want crowds on, or do you just want to play with nature? You know, you can do that as well, all here. Then if you want to get into some online, you can do that here. You can either create a private match with buds, join a room. They give you a code, the bottom right. If you create a private match, they'll give you a code. You can give that to buds. They can join in on you. You can also do, your matchmaking. So you can invite up to 3 players here to play Divot Derby. You can do, quick match if you'd like to. This is where the high rollers stakes is. It's 3 holes, 750 coins. And then you play 3 holes to see who wins their skins. Head to head, if you'd like. Teams 2v2, it's a scramble. And then you can do just regular wagers if you would like. But if you want to get a little greedy, you can do either of these to earn a little extra credits. They don't give you great XP. The 9 holes isn't bad. Divot Derby, if you win it, you get like 550 or something like that. And the games don't take that long. So, I mean, that might be a viable option. They take like 10 minutes, but you have to win it. So that's up to you. Career is still the best place to get XP. And you can also play Topgolf. I haven't been able to find an online match of Topgolf yet, so I don't know what the XP looks like there. But here we are. You can play Topgolf. And that's it. I mean, that's where I would start. That's where I would go. That's how I've been playing the game. You don't have to follow this to the T if you don't want to. You could definitely go off the beaten path. But if you're looking to maximize, your VC, your XP, and get a good grasp of the game, especially if you are new, that is the route that I would take. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for stopping by, watching the video. If you like this video, please leave a like on the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel, helps the algorithm, helps me out. And I thank you very much if you do. Subscribe to the channel if you want more, PGA 2K23 gameplay, content. My career's coming. More tutorials is coming. I'm going to be starting up a society. Be on the lookout maybe here in a day for that, day or 2. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate you. Comment down below if you have any other questions about the game. I try to get to as many questions and comments that I possibly can. I also stream live over at twitch.tv/RespawnTV Monday through Friday. Maybe some surprise weekend streams here or there. Mainly Monday through Friday, though. If you have any other questions, stop by and ask them. I am more than willing to answer any question that you have. But I hope you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you have fun with the game. I will catch you on the next one.